Guys, Marsing here bringing another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so today we got the reveal of the Dokkan Fest baby, as well as all the information on him, the banner unit trunks, as well as their animations. So as always, now when these big releases come out and we get their details, I like to make a post just to try and get your guys' thoughts on the new units and sort of gauge the temperature of the community in terms of our initial reactions to this character. Now, the interesting thing is that for global, I think the JP maintenance is early, so there is the possibility for the early showcases from the usual suspects that use the JP side. But for global, the data download is like right before, like the maintenance is essentially going to end, and then this banner's going to come out like an hour after the maintenance, I think, is the current suggested time frame. So we're not going to get a lot of chance to see him actually in game before the banner comes out. So as always, we are just going to be making our estimations of him based on what we've seen from the details that were posted from the official social media post earlier today. So I made this post. What are your guys' thoughts on Dokkan Fest baby? Is he good enough? We'll make a community response video. So we're just going to go ahead and jump in. So we've got a meme here straight away from our boy Mega Nice. Yeah, the Int Super Baby 2 going to be unable to be used on the team due to his leader skill, meaning that he's banned from a bunch of events. I mean, I guess there will be some events that you can use him in. He'll be good for this team, but obviously those events are very few and far between, very limited. So Requiem says mid, not good, not bad. I mean, from my initial reading of his kit, I feel like he seems pretty good. I feel like he could potentially be the best TUR in the game because of the combination of abilities that he has. I think when you look at his kit, right? So starting form, Super Baby 1, he has 70% chance to dodge. Then he attacks and gets an extra 10%. So he has 80% chance to dodge. Then on the next turn, if you've got the right team build, he instantly transforms into Super Baby 2, where on that turn, when he gets his attack off, he then has 90% chance to dodge. And then on the next turn, you have the ability to instantly use the Giant Ape transformation. So for fights that would normally be like 5 or 6 turns, this guy's going to be really, really good. And his only real weakness is going to be him not dodging a big super attack, maybe on that first turn against bosses that are hitting hard straight away, or as the Super Baby 2. But if you have the corroded body and mind rotation, like after supering, not only should his defense be pretty good, but then he's got a bunch of extra damage reduction as well. So I think this guy, at the bare minimum, we should be saying that this guy is good, if not really good, and then obviously potentially all the way up to maybe even the best TUR. But I think saying that he's mid is like massively underrating him just from what we've seen on paper, but I guess we'll see it in game. Simon says he seems pretty good to me. Want to see him in game first. Animations are decent as well. Yeah, I think the animations are very good quality. Easy skip for most people. I'm probably going to skip with anniversary soon approaching unless the banner is decent for me. I mean, this is a big thing, right? The anniversary is going to be at the end of January. There's no other real big premium like things that will come out that will kind of be like must summons before then. So for a lot of people, especially coming out of the Global Dokkan campaign and then pretty much straight into the Transcendent Dokkan campaign, a lot of people aren't going to have like a lot of spare stones floating around to just be dropping for these filler Dokkan Fests. But yeah, his banner could be interesting. I'll do a video going into detail about what his banner should be. I'm trying to think off the top of my head, I can't remember who the next returning Dokkan Fest will be, but his banner should be interesting. But yeah, shout out to Simon. Sammy says Stacker has guard, damage reduction, and dodge. Support, he's good, especially on the Omega team. Yeah, the Omega team is going to be very good for this guy, because whilst he won't get the damage reduction for having a full corroded body and mind rotation, he'll be getting 140% extra defensive support from the double Omegas, and then he gets a ton of defense when he attacks. So his defense is going to be very, very high, and he should be looking very good. And then obviously, again, backing that up with the crazy high dodge chance, especially on the first turn, definitely very strong. Demi says, I can't believe Amatsu, more buffs to Omega Shenron's team. Metal Cooler could help movie bosses, but alas, baby is cool. And as TUR Dokkan Fest, he's an absolute monster of a unit. Yeah, I know some people thought that the hint was Metal Cooler. Like I said, when I made the videos about the hint, my initial thoughts were Metal Cooler, and then obviously seeing the red eyes, I was like, okay, maybe the baby stuff, which is what it turned out to be. Male Cooler, obviously the physical one will get an easy A at some point when the worldwide Cooler units get their easy A, so he will be a good addition for the team. But yeah, I think it's definitely about time that Baby got a Dokkan Fest TUR, so definitely very, very good. And yeah, that Omega team's going to be crazy. Dai says he looks really good and is going to look even better on Omega's team. Yep. Going to bring some even more needed damage to Omega's team, as well as a team protector with the giant form. Yeah, the giant form thing is going to be crazy, because like I've been doing recently, I did a couple of videos of trying out the Broly red zone with a couple of the teams from like the GDC, and the Omega team is kind of the awkward one. Like Omega can tank in slot 1 up until you get to the last phase, and then Broly gets super built up, and then obviously his supers do so much damage at that point. But if you're in that scenario and then can just use Giant 8 Baby's transformation, so then Broly can't super you after that, that could potentially be making a huge difference in that fight. So that's very, very cool. Mr. T, great pick for a Dokkan Fest. Honestly, great kit across the game. Props to Dokkan. I mean, yeah, the fact that he stacks as the Super Baby 2 means he'll be good for Festival, although irritating that he's Extreme STR and not Int, Tech, or AGL, so he doesn't help with that Extreme mission that they just added, unfortunately. But obviously, he is a very good unit. Should be good all across the game. As I say, even in these short events that hit hard straight away, he has that good damage reduction. He's not that dodge chance. He's not a slot 1 unit, obviously. He gets a lot of stats and the extra dodge when he attacks, but definitely a solid slot 2. Ultra says he seems pretty awesome and well worth the wait for a Dokkan Fest Baby. The leader skill seems solid, although only having dodge and guard with conditional damage reduction is a bit of a drawback. Would have preferred another 20 to 30% baseline damage reduction to make him definitively the best TUR. I mean, yeah, that would be pretty good. I think, as I said in the details video, the easy A's that we get and like how the team will look as a full-blown Corroded Body and Mind setup is probably going to make a huge difference, because if you can make an actual good full Corroded Body and Mind team, then obviously this Baby is going to be significantly better because he'll actually have that damage reduction. But I guess we'll have to see once all the easy A's and everything, as the celebration comes to an end, I guess. Nezha says, absolutely phenomenal unit, perfect leader skill, perfect kit. I wish Dokkan does more of this, limits units to certain categories so everyone learns that there's more units than just the same 10 Carnival and Dokkan Fest LRs. Kind of sad that the stacks don't carry over to the Giant 8, but oh well. Yeah, that would have been kind of cool, because then you could, in longer events, be popping the Giant 8 form like much later on and doing insane damage. But I'm not sure about perfect leader skill though. Like, his leader skill definitely isn't bad, but I do think Corroded Body and Mind and Battle of Fate is not the perfect choices for a Dokkan Fest Baby, but I still think his leader skill should work out being pretty well, again depending on the easy A's in the celebration. Anders says, could have given Corroded Body and Mind 5% damage reduction when transformed. Else he seems great for every extreme class team. I mean, that would have been cool, giving other Corroded Body and Mind allies the extra damage reduction, which would make running that team a little bit better. So I guess we'll see. Fecto Styler says, I'm a Matsu's favourite player. I was 3 for 3 on your 2025 New Year response video. I won an ancient bet on Baby getting a Dokkan Fest before Kid Buu gets an LR. It's almost like I know what Dokkan does. Maybe I'm an insider, who knows. So yeah, I made this who do you want to see coming to Dokkan in 2025. We'll make a video going over the responses. And this guy said Cell, Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Baby. And we've gotten all of those characters, if we include, obviously, I'm assuming they mean the anniversary Super Saiyan 4 Goku. So yeah, pretty spot on from Fecto Stylus. Maybe he is a Bandai spy, who knows. Bob533 says, the base form makes no sense. Why does it even exist? Transformed, he seems cool, but stupid. The earliest you can use his giant form is turn 6. The earliest you can use his giant form is turn 5, if he's on turn 1. Because it's the third turn from his entry turn he transforms. And then the active skill transformation is from his next turn, so turn 5. I'm assuming the only reason his transformation, or the only reason it works like that, is because we have the other 2 Super Baby 2 Giant 8 units that would share the same name with him, but now they don't, because he transforms basically straight away. But then the problem with that is that the LR is outdated now at this point, and then the Int one, as we've already mentioned, can't be used in a bunch of the events. So it seems weird that in a lot of celebrations they will do this, where we get another character with the same name who then essentially can't be used on the team as effectively. and they don't care. They just leave them as units with the same name. But this time around, it's like they've gone out of their way to design this guy so that he doesn't have the same name as the other Super Baby 2 Giant Ape cards, but neither of them are particularly usable at the moment. So it's kind of weird, but yeah, the earliest you can use his giant form is turn 5. It's literally his starting turn. On the next turn, as long as you've got the allies, he transforms, and then on the next turn you can use the active skill. So I don't care, says looks solid, but his leader skill is meh. I don't see any use for him outside of Omega's team as another potential slot 1. He very much is not a slot 1 unit. Scouter is useless with all the scripted super attacks. I mean, that's not really true. There are a couple of events now that have the pre-planned super attack slots, but I mean, I don't think there's not as many that are perfectly scripted, I don't think. I mean, I know like Red Zone Broly, in the final phase, or in most of the phases, he does super attack in slot 1 a lot, but they're not like guaranteed, right? But yeah, there's a lot of confusing stuff in here, because yeah, he's not a slot 1 unit. The Scouter is definitely still useful in a bunch of different events. Yeah, the new Red Zone Broly does not have scripted super attack locations. The GDC special stages, I guess Gohan always supers you in slot 1, and then Trunks and Goten, it's like slot 3 on turn 1, slot 1 on turn 2. So there are some for sure, but as more events start to come out as well, like Scouter is always valuable, right? Can't wait for part 2 Full Power Super Saiyan 4 Goku. I mean, in the last couple of years, this celebration, the part 2 Yellow Coin LR has been a character that fought, like last year it was Vegeta and then Piccolo and Gohan, and then the year before that it was the Int, TOP androids, and then the Ribrianne trio. So it's very possible that it's either like a Super Saiyan 4 Goku or potentially a baby, an Oob, which could be interesting. General says, I'm so happy my beautiful goat is here, and he is perfect. Well, there you go. Rain says he seems good, has some unique tools and all, but not really worth summoning for. I mean, unfortunately, that is kind of, like we said, with the anniversary upcoming, with how crazy, like, some of these Dokkan Fest LRs and stuff are becoming, and Carnival LRs, even the unit that comes out and is the best TUR essentially has, like, less value, and he is a bit limited to the teams that he's on, which is also kind of just a side effect of being an extreme unit, but I think he's definitely good, but for a lot of players, it's probably going to be a fairly easy skip, I would think. Marco says he is good for sure, just glad he's finally in game after almost 11 years. About time. Yeah, finally it's about time we got a Dokkan Fest baby. I agree. Jack says on paper he seems busted, just got to see how it translates into the game, which is fair enough. Weber class seems like he can be very strong, wish his leader skill had all corroded body and mind units under the full 220, but he has all the necessary ones. I mean, yeah, it's a little bit annoying that the Janemba, like Super Janembas, are not on there, but yeah, he definitely has some interesting ones. There's some heroes units on there as well for like the potential future EZAs. Corrupted Supreme Kai of Time is getting her EZA this year, so that could be interesting. I don't think physical Super Saiyan 3 Rose gets his until next year, though, so this guy unlikely to be still relevant a year from now. But Ionian says he looks good. Animation and kit-wise, having all the forms into one unit is really great, plus his leader skill will help corroded body and mind tremendously. Yep, very, very true. Animations, I think, are definitely all very good, so that is another plus. Nitosphere says he's not out yet, which is true. Very poignant observation from Nitosphere, but obviously by reading what the unit does, we can kind of get an expectation of how good they will be. Whilst we can't necessarily see exactly how well they'll perform in every situation, we can still get a pretty good idea of what the unit is doing. And sometimes it is very easy to see a unit's kit and immediately see that they will be bad or be good. And sometimes it's somewhere in the middle, and that's why I like to make these posts, to know what you guys are thinking. So, Sane Man says, I was expecting Metal Cooler because of the 2022 EZAs, but this is still cool, and good to see Baby finally getting Dokkan Fest exclusive representation. Now we are waiting for Kid Buu LR. Yeah, LR Kid Buu. Could this be the year? We finally got Dokkan Fest Baby. So will we finally get LR Kid Buu this year? About damn time, looks good, but the team might be an issue, potentially. Jumbo Shark also saying about time. Our boy Drace, he seems very good at first glance. I want to see how he does in game. Also, I don't need to say, but he gets a Dokkan Fest exclusive before a certain someone gets an LR. That someone is now crying in the corner yet again. Yeah, and Kid Buu LR overlooked yet again, but like I say, could it be this year? I feel like it could finally be. Cadestro says the wait is finally over. Lone Wolf says easy skip, which I feel like that is possibly true just because of the timing, not because of the quality of the unit, but that is potentially the case, right? DB7 Dokkan says best TUR by a mile, which is potentially true. Martrez says, if not now, when? Yeah, I made a video that went out earlier talking about the potential easy A's for this celebration, and I definitely think that the LR Super 17 is going to be one of them. Platinum says he looks really good design-wise, stacking, guard, dodge, easy access to team protection and attack support. STR Carnival LR Rose will look even stronger on Omega's team now thanks to Baby's attack support. That is also very true. Ultra says, pretty good. Finally, he's out. I've got a couple more notifications for replies here, so watch it not put them in order. No, it has completely re-changed the order of all the replies, so there we go. Typical, as I start to record it, we get like 7 extra things, but yeah, a couple of decent replies here. The general consensus seems to be that people do think that he is good and that it's about time he finally came to the game, which I agree with. Obviously, we need to see him on paper, like in more detail to know, or in game, I should say, to get a better idea. But like I said, with the timings of the maintenance for JP and for Global, there won't be a huge amount of time. I think the JP maintenance is a decent bit before the Global one, so there probably will be some early showcases out before the banner, but for Global, it's going to be a case of the maintenance will end Tuesday morning my time, late Monday evening if you're in the US, and then the banner comes out like an hour later. So there's not going to be a lot of time from the Global side where this guy is even in the database, like before he comes out in the game. So obviously we'll make some more videos talking about, I'm going to go over what his banner lineup should be, because obviously that will play a big part in summoning. I always do summon or skip videos for these things anyway, so obviously we will see if there's any pertinent news that needs to be investigated before we decide to jump into the banner. I was just double checking, but yeah, there's no in fact, the notifications were all replies that actually just were in the comment section already anyway. So yeah, those are the comments that we got at the time of recording. Obviously, I always make this tweet, wait a couple of hours and then record the video. And then it goes up a little bit afterwards. So if you didn't see your reply here, it's probably because you replied after I recorded the video. So do let us know down below in the comment section. Obviously, if your comment was in the video and you want to expand on it at all, then obviously feel free to do so down below. And of course, if you don't use Twitter or you just didn't see the tweet, just let me know all your thoughts on the Dokkan Fest baby down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.